All right. I'm going to explain to you about the medicine water. This is a beautiful part of the practice. And so whether you're in Finding Freedom or you're in Masterful Living, it's in your workbook. You'll see it's one of the items, medicine water. And here's what it is. It's very simple. So in a companion to this, you'll see in the video sections the ones Masura Emoto, Dr. Emoto, the messages in water, the rice experiment, and very, very valuable, Water, the Great Mystery, which is a documentary, and you can watch the YouTube video or you can get it from Netflix, which is great. I love my Netflix. So Water, the Great Mystery is the documentary. All of these pieces to go together, and it's about really understanding thought produces form at some level. All thought produces form at some level. So we're doing most of our work in the invisible. We're changing our mind so that our experience changes, our emotional life changes, our relationships change, everything in our life changes when we change our mind. So that's where our focus is. So I like to add visceral things that we can do in the physical realm to affirm that we love ourselves enough to do the work and change your mind. I also like things that are really simple that anyone could do, that you could even explain to a child, get your family involved, and do the experiment with you. So here I'm going to tell you about the medicine water. And this is how it begins. You have two bottles. Two bottles. I love these bottles. They're glass, so I can reuse them. They had a label on them. I peeled the label off. And one of the things that you can do is you can write on the bottle itself, just like Emoto talks about in his messages from water. So we have one bottle that's positive, one bottle that's negative. Here's what you're going to do. On the positive bottle, you're going to write the things that you'd like to step into. Love, peace, harmony, joy, freedom. And if you have trouble writing on your bottle, one tip that I can tell you that totally works, very easy, is you get some of that magic Scotch brand tape, and it easily peels on and peels off, and then you can take a Sharpie and write on it. So then you can change it up. You know, you can redo the bottle and reuse the bottle. And then you fill it with delicious spring water. I really think spring water or new water is much healthier for us than water that's had chlorine and fluoride and things that aren't good for us at all added into it. So I prefer to drink spring water, new water. If you've got well water, that's awesome. If you have Elysian water, something like that. So get the best water you can. You're worth it. And for me, I can get a big jug of spring water for about $1 at Whole Foods. That's what I get. And then I have the exercise of carrying them in and out from the car. So I invite you to do that and then recycle those containers. So you've got your positive water bottle. And then here, you write your negative thoughts, the recurring negative thoughts on the negative water bottle. Then, so you do this, and then you place them both on your altar. Place them both on your altar. So we're learning to build an altar and place a few beautiful things on the altar, and this is the focus of our spiritual practice, is that altar. You'll hear me say all the time in the daily prayers, we're going to place this on the altar, fire of God's love. Placing this on the altar. It's literally, we're handing it off to the higher Holy Spirit self for healing. We don't have to hang on to things anymore. I know when I began this process, what I would do is I would think of placing something on the altar, and then from then on, I would think, if it came back into my mind as a worry or a concern, I'd think, wait a minute, I put that on the altar. It's not my concern anymore. So I'm training my mind to leave things on the altar and not snatch them back off. If you took prayer power, then you know I spoke about that as part of our prayer practice there. Not taking it back off the altar once we've placed it on there. We're building the discipline to leave it to the higher Holy Spirit self and not try to micromanage it. So you've got your positive water and your negative water with your words on it, and you're placing them on the altar. Throughout the day, if you think of something new, positive that you'd like to experience or feel, really I like to focus on spiritual qualities on mine. If you come to my house, you'll notice that my coffee pot, my water kettle, my teapot, my water filter, all of these things have words written on them, including even my shower head. So I have a filter, a charcoal filter on my shower head, and I have even got words written on there because I think that all thought produces form at some level, and I am interested in really having an awesome experience in life. And every little thing adds up to our mind training, and that's the ultimate goal. So during the day, if you notice, oh, I've had this recurring negative thought, place it on the water bottle and then place it on your altar. It's another way of disciplining yourself to offload and place on the altar these negative thoughts. So then you have your 2 bottles. What do you do with the water? Now, every night before you go to bed, I invite you to get a glass and fill it from the positive water bottle. Fill that glass of water and then put it beside your bed. And before you go to sleep at night, when you put that water by your bed from the positive water bottle, ask the guides and angels around you to please turn that water into medicine that is perfectly designed to heal your body temple. And then you get up in the morning and you brush your teeth, you wash your mouth out first. Why do you do that first? You do that because every night, one of the things that you're doing throughout the night is you're expelling toxins through your breath. And those toxins end up in your mouth. And that's why you wake up in the morning with morning mouth, because you've been expelling toxins throughout your mouth all night. One of the things I've noticed in my life is that my mouth is not so toxic as it used to be because the food that I eat and the way that I live my life is not as toxic as it used to be. But I still get up every morning and the first thing I do, go to the bathroom, brush my teeth. That's what I do. So I brush my teeth, rinse my mouth out, and then I drink that medicine water from beside my bed. Drink that right down. So not starting the day with coffee or tea or juice or soda or anything like that, but because I love myself, I'm giving myself clear, delicious medicine prepared just for me by the angels. Drink that water down. And then you can refill this water bottle, or you can drink that water throughout the day. Refill it, place it back on the altar. What do you do with the negative water? Every time it feels appropriate to you, and in the beginning I would encourage you to do it once a day. These rituals really only take a couple of minutes. You can draw them out, or you can really notice that it only takes a couple of minutes if you're focused on it. Because remember, the ego will say, I don't have time for that. If you don't have 5 minutes for your spiritual practice a few times a day, then trust me, you're just really not interested in it. You are not. You're not. You're not. So it's about really affirming you are interested in it. You're worth it. You're worth doing these simple steps. You take that negative water bottle, and you've got a couple of things you can do with it. You can just pour it right down the toilet. Bye-bye. Flush it. Bye-bye. Don't need those negative thoughts anymore. Bye-bye. I'm done with you. Thank you for your service. Goodbye. It's a great way of just really making your spiritual practice visceral. And this, I'm telling you, you can teach to kids. You can do it as a family. Another thing you could do is you could pour it into the garden and really affirm as you're pouring it out, as I'm pouring it out, this water is requalified into water that is love and beauty and truth and wisdom and clarity. And you can do that when you pour it down the toilet too. How wonderful. You can ask the angels to help you re-qualify the water, transmute into the most positive energy. So wherever it goes in our earth system, it ends up being nutrition, beauty, high vibration. So we're transmuting. We're doing simple practices that really work. They help us change our mind, help us be heart-mind congruent because we're actually living the practice. And what's wonderful is I have a nice big 16-ounce glass of water. I drink that 16 ounces of water first thing in the day. My body just loves it. So this is a wonderful way for you to love yourself through this practice of medicine water. Enjoy.